Pete Carroll saying that the Seahawks will not be signing Colin Kaepernick, even though he has come out and said very nice things about Colin Kaepernick, at least publicly to the media, saying that he is a starter, but we already have a starter, so we don't have room for him in Seattle.
Right.
There's some questions about just how much the Seahawks really went after Colin Kaepernick. There was a meeting, right? They had him come to Seattle. There was a meeting.
Right.
But, you know, to what point and what was the final result of this? Was it going to change by anything that Colin Kaepernick said or did?
Well, Pete Carroll says that Colin Kaepernick's been a fantastic football player and he's going to continue to be. But at this time, we didn't do anything with it. But we know where he is and who he is. And we had a chance to understand him much more. So he's a starter in the league, and we have a starter. But he's a starter in the league, and I can't imagine that someone won't give him a chance to play. Yes, he's a starter in the league. But Pete Carroll knows as well as everyone else does that the reason that the NFL hasn't, or any of the teams in the NFL hasn't made the decision to sign him has nothing to do with football, or has nothing to do with the fact that he's a starter. Because he is a starter.
Talent-wise, yeah.
But, you know, so for Pete Carroll to say, you know, I'm surprised that no one would go out there and sign him, I mean, I think he's being a little naive and just not putting out there how he actually feels to protect himself or to protect the Seahawks, whatever the situation is. But it just doesn't, you know, it didn't sit well with me when he said that, because it makes him sound like he doesn't understand what the situation is. You know exactly what the situation is. He knelt during the national anthem as a sign of protest, and that's why people aren't signing him.
Oh, yeah,
to play
absolutely.
the National Football League.
Absolutely. But that's what Colin Kaepernick also did to himself. I've said that from the get-go, and you know how I feel about him. I've been watching him for a long time, from his days back at the University of Nevada, and
Right.
I was saying how much talent he had, how I thought he was going to be a game changer, and he was.
Sure.
He was given that opportunity, and he was. I don't know if he got some bad guidance on that, or if he just felt that he needed to do something. And I understand, hey, he has every right to do it, and I've even expressed that. But once you're the quarterback, once you're a face of the franchise, and you're inside the realm of the NFL, and then the ratings go down, and whether or not it's really because of you, but people said that it's because of you, automatically owners say, wait a minute, that's a guy who's taking money out of my pocket. And I don't know, I really have a hard time believing it's like a league-wide type of, there's some questions about collusion. I don't know enough about that, and I really don't think that that's the case. But I think individually owners saying, I don't need to bring this distraction into my organization if I don't have to. That might change now as the season goes on and you're losing quarterbacks and you're losing games and you need something to get your season going again. That might change. Mm-hmm. But right now, there's no need. I don't know if there's teams that need to bring Colin Kaepernick in, even though he's probably better than maybe all three quarterbacks that you have right now on your depth chart.
Well, and that's the sad part, that it's about winning over the fact that he's standing up for what he believes in. And they're choosing one over the other. And at this point, I mean, it's 2017. If somebody wants to stand up for the rights of citizens that they feel like aren't being well represented in society, it doesn't make any sense to push that person down or to say you're not allowed to have a voice. We see several athletes who speak out against, you know, social injustice, and the fact that he is taking it to a different level and he's actually organizing and giving speeches and marches and things like that. I know. And
football's
that's
different.
And
I
that's
mean,
the
the
sad
NFL
part.
is different.
That's
the NFL is different.
That's the sad part.
About being a team player in their eyes, in the owner's eyes, in general manager's eyes, and coach's eyes, about somebody, everything about football that you know, right, that we know. Even if you've never played football, you've just watched football and you've read about football or heard people talk about football, it's all about the team. It's all about doing things that doesn't separate you from the rest of the pack, that you're actually being leaders, doing something in line with helping a team win. That had nothing to do with helping a team win a football game. Right? I mean, no matter how valiant that effort was to try to get some spotlight on some issues, important social issues, that had nothing to do with winning a game.
Right, but I will say that the NFL does put an emphasis on how
when it's
players
convenient for them.
Exactly, and that's
when it's convenient for them. When it's talking about ratings dipping, when it's talking about potential money leaving, the
By
pockets of the
the way,
owners.
can we stop with the ratings though? It didn't affect the ratings. People want to say that affected the ratings. That's the exact same thing as the opposite argument of Colin Kaepernick. You're going out there to make something look like it works for your argument.
Whether it's true or not, he's being connected to that.
But
and if they're using it, and if he's connected to it, then it's almost like reality. It's where the perception becomes reality.
But it's not the case.
I'm just telling you, that's what they're. If they're thinking that, then it's reality.
Ugh,
regardless
ridiculous.
of how unreal it might be. That's just the way it is.